Now, the subject of broken legs in racehorses is quite a contentious one, but I think quite an interesting one and one that needs looking at. Essentially, there's two types of broken legs. There's a fracture, and then there's a really badly broken, displaced, shattered leg. Right, I'm going to deal with the first one, the fracture part of it first. So, fractures can happen in all degrees of severity throughout a horse's training, racing, career. The good news is that 90% of fractures are repairable, and of those 90% that are repaired, 3/4 of them go back into full training, racing, etc. A lot of them heal by themselves. Say it's a pelvic fracture, for example, you have to just immobilize the horse. They can't move, but it heals by itself. If they can't be healed by themselves, then they'll come here to the equine hospital and have surgery. So that's when they'll put a screw in it, a pin, a plate, etc. There's all sorts of amazing things they can do. They'll anesthetize the horse, put it on the operating table, put a pin or a plate, etc. in it. The horse recovers and often makes a full return to racing. The other one, the more catastrophic broken leg that you might see happen on the track, is obviously more severe, and unfortunately the vets have to make a call there and then pretty quickly as to whether the horse is able to be saved or not. Ultimately, if it's not able to be saved, then euthanasia is the best course of action there and then at the time, because the vets know that even with the best surgery available and the best rehab possible, the secondary problems caused by trying to recover the horse will ultimately lead to a worse outcome. Because unlike a human, you can't say, okay, well, we'll operate, put a cast on it, lay up for weeks, months, recover, back to full fitness. So in the very, very rare instances that a horse has a non-repairable break, euthanasia is the best course of action, but it happens in so few cases. The easiest subject to explain.
That was really good.
Thank you very much. Thank you also to all the guys at Rustels for explaining it so well to me to try and get across to everybody at home. But Adele, what we've seen there is only a part of it, because day in, day out in training yards around the country, around the world, horses are being monitored to prevent before having to cure, aren't they?
Exactly. Prevention is basically the best cure. That's what we try and do in racing. I'm rode out on numerous yards, Francesca, and every day, especially the runners, they will trot up before they go racing. Everything's checked over. But literally, Francesca, as soon as they kind of go into a training yard, they're monitored straight away. You know, they have x-rays, their growth plates, everything. They have vets in there every day. We really do obviously want to prevent it more than anything. So obviously, looking at them at home before they go to the races is where we kind of start, really.
It's so important to do features like that for the sport, particularly right now, Richard. We need to remember this is half a ton of animal on the most delicate of legs, and so important we're on the front foot, Richard, and transparent too.
Yes, racing needs to have a welfare policy that we can all stand behind, and if we can't do that, then it needs to be improved further, and there have been enhancements, but you cannot fully eliminate risk. What you can do, I say, is to try and reduce it as far as is possible, and the work for that will never stop, hopefully, within the racing circles.